Hello, beautiful. I know it's still fall, but winter is coming, and winter air can strip the moisture right out of your hair, leaving it dry and brittle. But with proper planning, the right products, and the right routine, you can protect and nourish your silver hair. In today's video, I'm going to share 5 hair care strategies to protect your silver hair from dryness and keep it healthy and hydrated. From incorporating hydrating treatments into your routine and locking in moisture, I've got you covered. And at the end of this video, you'll know how to keep your silver crown soft, shiny, beautiful, and looking fabulous even in the coldest months. And if you don't have a silver crown yet, no worries, because these tips work for everyone. Now let's get to it. Hello, beautiful. I'm Angel, the founder of MAISON 276 and creator of the award-winning and innovative 3-step system for silver, gray, and blonde hair, a healthy way to brighten, cleanse, and rejuvenate the natural brilliance of your hair without the use of purple dyes. Today is another episode of our ongoing series on mastering the art of gorgeous silver hair. And today's focus is keeping your silver hair shiny and gorgeous even during harsh winter weather. Now, why is winter so harsh on our hair? There are a couple of things to keep in mind. One, cold air is dry air, and that strips our hair of moisture. And the result is dryness, brittleness, frizziness, sometimes static, just a complete lackluster look. The other thing we have to keep in mind is that our hair is just like our skin. And just like our skin can be prone to dryness during the winter months, so can our hair. Also, our hair is just like our skin in that it changes as we mature. It can become drier, and if it stops producing melanin, which is the thing that gives it color, the texture can change, and that can also contribute to dryness. And then finally, as we mature, remember our sebum glands, which are the glands in our scalp that produce natural oils, those glands become less active, and those natural oils are part of our moisture barrier. Consequently, those are all of the reasons why our hair, just as a natural result of aging, becomes drier as we mature. And so you combine that with the harsh winter weather's effect on our hair, and it could be a recipe for disaster, but it doesn't have to be. And that's where today's video comes in. Now, one of the first strategies for combating winter dryness in our silver and gray hair is to use products that are both moisturizing and conditioning, and to make sure that we're utilizing deep conditioning treatments. First, let's start with products. And it's also important to keep in mind that these strategies should be top of mind for anyone with silver and gray hair all year long, but it's especially important during the harsh winter months. Even when it comes to our shampoos, we want to use products that are both hydrating and conditioning. And the MAISON 276 Hydrate Shampoo, hence the name, which is the second step of the 3-step system, is a hydrating shampoo. How do you know if a shampoo is a conditioning and hydrating shampoo? There are some key ingredients you want to look for: coconut oil, shea butter, jojoba, sweet almond oil. These ingredients are important because they not only soften and condition your hair, but they also help lock in moisture and help nourish your hair from the inside out. Now let's take your conditioning to the next step, and that's deep conditioning. Now you can do that with a regular conditioner or with a hair mask. The main difference between a conditioner and a mask is that a hair mask has less water and more oils or butters, which is why it's typically thicker. The MAISON 276 Restore Conditioner, I actually formulated to be a multi-purpose conditioner. You can use it as a rinse out, you can use it as a leave-in, which is how I use it, but you can also use it as a mask, and I'll show you why. It's very thick, and so it's very thick, so consequently, you can use this as a mask. Now, one of the best ways to take your conditioning to the next level, whether you're using a conditioner or a hair mask, is to infuse heat. This is the same concept that's used when you go to the salon and the stylist puts conditioner on your hair, the plastic cap, and then she sticks you under the dryer. He or she sticks you under the dryer for 10 to 30 minutes. You can replicate the same process at home. And I bought this product from Amazon. I'd seen a lot of really good reviews about it. Now, it's called a hair steamer. That's not exactly what it is. A hair steamer, a traditional hair steamer, looks like a dryer. In addition to heat, it also outputs steam. The steam is forcing your cuticles open and allowing the conditioner to get in and nourish and protect your hair strands. The steam that's produced from this is actually the water that's already in your hair. So the way I used it, I used the complete MAISON 2763 subsystem, starting with the clarified pre-shampoo, then I shampooed with the hydrate shampoo, and then the restore conditioner as a leave-in, and I completely saturated my hair with it. You saw how thick it was. The other thing that I did, I added the Revive repairing serum to my scalp liberally and did a great scalp massage. And then I put the plastic cap on. And now here is the device. It comes in multiple colors. I just got black, and it's lined in plastic. So you've got the plastic from the shower cap, or the conditioning cap, that's what they call it. And it comes with like 3 or 4, but then you can, as you know, buy more on Amazon. So you put the plastic conditioning cap on, and then you put this on over your head, and it's a very liberal size, very liberal size. Power it with an electrical outlet, so it's not battery operated. And there are 30, 45, and 60-minute time increments. The temperature settings are 1 to 10. I started with 8, and that was a little too warm for me. Then I took it down to 5. That wasn't warm enough. So I landed on 7. 7 was the temperature setting, and I set it for 30 minutes, and I just relaxed. I took that as a moment of self-care. And let me tell you, I could have sat under this for an hour. It felt so good. It was so relaxing, and I can't wait to use it again. I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to put the link to this in the description. And again, it comes in multiple colors, and it also comes in this with this nice little travel bag, because it folds pretty flat. As you can see, it folds pretty flat, and then you can just like stick it. I hadn't put it in a storage bag yet, but let's see what it looks like. Perfect. And so that's how you can store it. So it was well worth the money. I can't remember off the top of my head how much it was, but it was definitely under $40. That much I do remember. 10 out of 10. I totally recommend it after just one use. And so afterwards, I rinsed my hair, and then I reapplied the Restore conditioner. As you know, I use it as a twist out when I do my twist out, and hair feels so soft and almost got like a poodle effect, because it's been raining for 3 days, so the air is super humid, but my hair is soft as cotton. So that's tip number 1. Proper products and utilizing deep conditioning technique. On to our next tip. Now, the second tip to maintaining healthy, soft, hydrated hair during the winter months is to actually protect our hair from the harsh elements. Now, those of you who live in very, very cold climates, when it's really cold, you're going to put a hat on. You're going to cover your head, because we know this is how our body heat escapes, right? Before you put your hat on, ask yourself, what's between the hat and my hair? What does the inside of that hat look like? If it's wool or cotton or felt or anything that's not silk or a satin-like fabric, then you're actually drying your hair. Think of it as sleeping on a towel or sleeping on a cotton pillowcase. This is why we always recommend you sleep with a satin bonnet or sleep on a satin pillowcase, because you don't want those cotton fibers causing split ends and drying your hair. So think about that before you put your hat on. If your hat is not lined with silk or satin, simply wrap your hair in a scarf and then put the hat on. But if you're someone who's not a hat person, that's okay. But I still recommend you wear a stylish silk or satin scarf, because you don't want your hair whipping around in the wind and being exposed to that dry winter air. On to the next tip. Depending on our texture, winter weather can cause some of us to see an increase in frizz as well as static. But what causes static in your hair? It's the same culprit, dry air. The dry air dries our hair, and that dry hair causes increased friction. And that increased friction causes electrical charges to build up on our hair strands, and they repel each other. And that's what causes static in our hair, particularly more common during the winter months. Now, how do you prevent static and frizz? The strategies for decreasing and eliminating frizz and static are some of the same strategies we just discussed, and they're all centered around helping our hair maintain moisture. One, always using a hydrating shampoo for the reasons we discussed before. Never ever skipping the conditioning step. No matter how busy you may be, don't skip the conditioning step. Avoid drying ingredients. I have another video, I'll put the link at the end of this video, that talks about the 5 ingredients you should avoid to prevent your silver and gray hair from drying out. And also avoid over shampooing. Even the best shampoo, if you use it too much, that can lead to dryness, brittleness, and dryness and brittleness compromises your hair, which actually sets you up for breakage and further damage. Another tip is to use a boar bristle or similar type of brush, or use your fingers to massage your scalp and distribute oils along the hair strand. And remember, frequent scalp massages are important because they promote circulation and they distribute natural oils throughout the scalp and down the hair strand. And another final tip is to carry a travel size or a small container of either oil or a conditioner. For example, the Revive Repairing Serum is 2 ounces. You could easily keep this in your purse, and on those days where you feel like maybe you just need a little something, maybe it's been particularly windy, or you've been outside and your hair wasn't protected, you can 1 or 2 drops can make all the difference in the world. Also, one of the things that I do between shampoos, if I feel like my hair is dry, when I refresh my hair with water, particularly if I'm wearing a twist out, for instance, when I get ready to retwist, I'm not going to necessarily wash my hair, but I will add some water with my water bottle, just a dollar store spray bottle, and then I'll add a few drops of the Restore conditioner. It's very thick. I might add that much Restore conditioner, rub it together like lotion, and then just rub that all through my hair and then retwist it. It's also good for really getting that curl pattern activated, if you didn't notice. Okay, whatever techniques we're talking about, whatever strategies we're talking about for taking care of our hair, the key is to listen to your hair and give it what it needs. If it feels dry, it needs hydration. That might not mean it's time to wash your hair. It might not be dirty. You just might need to infuse some moisture, which is why I have the water bottle. And then a few and then adding a few drops of Revive or the Restore conditioner. Because those products have botanical oils, then those oils are what sealing in the moisture. Because remember, water hydrates, oils and creams seal it in. Water hydrates, oils and creams, seal it in, lock it in. Okay, to the next tip. Now, obviously, during the cold winter months, we're spending a lot more time indoors than we are outdoors, because indoors is where the heat is. But that heated air is also dry air. Believe it or not, it's just as dry as the cold, harsh air outside. So one of the ways that we can infuse a little bit of moisture into the air is to use a humidifier. So utilizing a humidifier in your home or the room where you spend most of your time for just a few hours a day can really increase the moisture levels, and that won't only benefit your hair, but it will also benefit your skin. Another tip, drink your water. Because it's cooler, we're not outside in the heat like we are during the spring and the summer months. We may not be thinking about drinking our water as much as we do when it's hot, but your body still needs that water, still needs that moisture, and in fact, needs it more so because the winter air is so much drier. So drink your water, sis. In addition to the humidifier, You may want to think about using your oils and serums just a little bit more and trim those split ends. Now this next recommendation is one that if you've been on this channel, you've heard me use countless times because it is a key strategy to mastering the art of gorgeous silver hair, and that is to turn the heat down. And I'm talking about your styling tools. You want to use the lowest possible setting on your styling tools when you have silver or gray hair for several reasons. As it relates to the winter weather, we've just talked about all the reasons why our hair may be drier in the winter. Turning that heat down can make sure we're not further drying out our hair. The other thing we have to remember about silver and gray hair is that those high temperature settings can discolor our hair because it can burn so much more easily than our darker hair. So those are two important reasons to turn the heat down and to maintain your styling preference with the lowest possible setting, whether it's your blow dryer, your flat iron, or your curling wand. And remember, never, ever, ever use your heated styling tools without a high quality heat protectant. Most recently, I've been using the pattern heat protectant, and I really like it. A little goes a long way, and I can still get my hair pretty straight with a moderate heat setting. And I turn it down a lot when I get to the front because I have so much white hair and it does burn very easily. So remember, turn the heat down and never use a heating tool without a quality heat protectant. We've covered 5 important techniques to prepare and protect our hair from harsh winter weather. First, there's using moisturizing and conditioning products and increasing the frequency of our deep conditioning treatments. Protecting our hair from the harsh elements like dry winter wind. Steps to prevent increased frizz and static. Indoor hair care tips to offset the drying effects of indoor heating. And a reminder to turn the heat down and use the lowest possible setting on your styling tools. Protecting your silver and gray hair from winter dryness is crucial, but by implementing these simple steps and hair care and styling routines, it can make all the difference in the world. Well, that's it for today's video. I hope you found it helpful in helping you master the art of gorgeous silver hair. And if you like this video, at the end, there'll be a link to other tips and strategies for keeping your silver hair beautiful and vibrant. Thank you so much for watching, for subscribing, and especially for commenting. You know, I love chit-chatting with you in the DMs, so keep it coming. I appreciate you. And don't forget to join me every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm live on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Coffee with Angel, just a 20-minute chit-chat to check in with each other. Lots of fun topics that we discuss every single Friday, so join us. But if you can't, every episode is always downloaded to this channel, so catch it when you can. Thanks again. I appreciate you, and I'll see you the next time on The Beauty of Aging.